that he's got the kit, so
yeah.
you do have to go for that peak.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, at the end of the half, 10-5 in the favor of Renegades is a pretty good score from them. I think they might have maybe wanted one more from you know, how good they were going at the start of the half, but definitely wouldn't be disappointed with 10 rounds there. And we'll see the pistol round coming out here. Renegades now on the favoured side. Have got 5 rounds in the bank. They're just going to be very pleased with themselves. But wow, a couple of quick shots coming out here from the Renegades. And 2 players dropped already for Sneaky Assassins. 1 down for the Renegades. But it looks like Renegades will be able to do a fair amount of damage here so far. Payback, what a shot!
Wow!
Turns around, it hits the headshot, but probably not going to be enough at the end of the day. Philo,
that was nice.
Yeah, Philo's on his own. 22 HP, headshot, doesn't matter. So Renegades take out the pistol round, and really that's what Sneaking Assassins needed to be able to get back into this game. Yeah,
they did. There's probably not much they can do here, but we'll see how the guys go. Renegades, I suspect, would be keen to close this one out relatively quickly and find themselves a break here on the main stage before they move on to their third best of 2 for the day and their final matches of the day, actually. So
yeah.
All right, we will see. Looks like sort of pushing around. 3 players stacked here coming out from the CT side. Yam takes up 1, 2, 3. Havoc picks up the 4th, and Azza onto the 5th. Very quick, very clean, very concise, and very well done from the Renegades.
Yeah, they just want to get this over and done with. They want to put their feet up for a little bit and then get into their 3rd game of the day, which will be up against Exile 5. And that will be on the main stage as well. So that's going to be streamed next after this one. But we do have to see what the resolution, I guess, for this one is. Sneaky Assassins still have the opportunity to get back into this game, but it's going to be very tough. As it is going to start us off in the round, picks himself 1 up. Payback will go for a bit of a trade there, but JKS takes him down as well. So player advantage now in the favor of Renegades, weapon advantage in the favor of Renegades, and everything going their way at the moment.
It certainly is, but that is to be expected. Picking up another round very, very easily, not losing a single player there. 13-5 Sneaky Assassins in a little bit of trouble, just a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't say we didn't expect this to come out like this, but Sneaky Assassins, I think, have put up a pretty decent fight.
Yeah, I think they would actually, coming out of this, they'll probably be feeling relatively good, especially about that second half over on Dust 2. Their first half was pretty average, but their second half was actually really impressive. So if they come away and perhaps pick up another couple of rounds here, I think they should, to be fair, be coming out of this best of 2 feeling pretty good. Philo and PC Kid going to combine and pick up Havoc. Sponge onto PC Kid, does get the return there. 4 players left here. Pretty average Molotov actually going to come out. Yam onto Shuas, Payback onto Sponge. 3 onto 2. Yam on 28 HP. JKS is at 100, but they have a lot of work to do here to hold off on this A bomb site. The bomb is here, but it's on the ground. JKS looking through the smoke. He's got this P90. He can't actually see anyone at the moment. He's going to poke out. He fires. They know he's there. Will they combine? Will they try and trade here? We're not sure. They probably should be. Bomb plant going to go down. Oh my goodness. If he'd gone around, then he probably would have gone around at the exact right time. A lot of work to do. He does have a kit. Does have an SMG, and he is going to go down. Rob takes him out 6 to 13. Nice round there from the Sneaky Assassins.
That was a little bit risky from Rob because essentially what he did is he picked the 1v1 when he should have been trying to find the 2v1 situation for his team. But at the end of the day, managed to close that out. And so all's well that ends well, but could have gone a lot worse there if JKS had had a little bit more luck perhaps. We're going to see Renegades now with a massive stack in mid. 3 players there. Perhaps expecting something to come out from Sneaky Assassins, and they've read it quite well because Sponge being able to pick up a couple of kills there. I think that there was 2 players boosted up onto the boost spot, and that's going to leave Sneaky Assassins bleeding a little bit because they don't have a lot of manpower left on the map. Of course, Renegades have got 4 players to their 3, so now the bomb is going to have to probably head around towards that B bomb site. Still hanging around in the warehouse, just waiting for someone perhaps to push, see if they can get a cheeky pick, but I don't think Renegades are going to give up a kill that easily.
No, they're certainly not the type of team who would do that. Still 4 players left here for our CT side, 1 holding on A. The remaining 3 just sort of around mid and this B area. Rob and PC Kid going to even it up, however, 3 onto 3 now. It looks like they're going to try and make their way over to the B bomb site, but not before they do lose 2 of their members very, very quickly. Shu is the last player left. He is over here on B. Oh, he does fire if he knows someone's there. What is he going to do? He does have the bomb. He might try and get the plant down. Perhaps try and find himself a pick first. Poke around the corner here. JKS is not going to have any. It picks him up. Nice little headshot there. 14-6. Sneaky Assassins losing that round.
Yep, Renegades are looking pretty good here on this map. And, I mean, this is kind of the point in Dust 2 where we were kind of like, yeah, Renegades going to be able to close this out, you know, 16-6, 16-7. But it ended up 16-9. So we'll see if Sneaky Assassins can push this one out a little bit further or if they can even come back in the map. It is going to be tough, but Payback starting it off. I was going to say it was going to look pretty good there in that, but the trade came out. A nice grenade from the Renegades takes him down. Sponge with a nice push here in towards Warehouse as well. He's going to find 1 kill and fall back towards Checkers here with the backup of his team. So now Sneaky Assassins only got 3 players once again. This is the same sort of situation they found themselves in last round. 3 against 4. And not really many places to go. They're going to perhaps look for the boost here. Peasy Kid, though, is only with a pistol, so he doesn't have a lot to work with. He needs to find himself a rifle. There are a lot of dropped rifles down around the place, so surely we'll be able to pick one up eventually. It looks like Sneaky Assassins are going to head towards the B bomb site, which is not a bad decision because JKS is pushed more in towards mid. He's going to have to jump back up here. I think he might be going to look for main. So we'll see what he does on this cross here. Looks like he's got a fantastic position here. Should be able to find 1 player. Does spot him, but Shu is too sharp there. Turning around with the AK and taking him down. So now things start to get interesting here because Sneaky Assassins have got that player advantage. Az is going to have to try and retake here, waiting for his teammate. That is Havoc. So these 2 guys are going to have to combine. The flash is coming out. We'll see Havoc probably going from heaven. Az are going to come in through main, and they'll try and get in there and do what they can. The smoke grenade going to come out there from Havoc. He's going to try and stop people from coming from B halls, but first kill going in the favor of Sneaky Assassins. Renegades, what? A team kill coming out. How did that happen?
Oh,
Renegades
my
just
goodness.
pulling around out of nowhere, and that's got to hurt the confidence of Sneaky Assassins.
A couple of sneaky little smiles coming out from the Renegades players there when that occurred. They probably... Oh, they're going to lose the round, but oh dear, that's a little bit embarrassing, isn't it?
Well, so I kind of thought Sneaky Assassins would have that round, and then I thought Renegades would have that round, and ends up Sneaky Assassins managed to pick up that round.
I thought you were saying you were right.
I was right the first time, and then I was wrong the second time. But anyway, Sneaky Assassins 7 rounds now, so they managed to buy themselves up a few weapons as well. Renegades are going to be forced here on the eco, but definitely wouldn't count them out because their ecos so far today have been pretty good. They've won 1 and I think done a ton of damage on the other ones. Yeah,
they certainly have, and we will see 3 of them stacking over here on the A bomb side. 2 over on B. We'll lose 1, we'll lose 2 very, very quickly at B. Opens up the bomb side here for them to come through and pick that one up. Rob going to take it out Sponge over on the A site, and only Havoc and Azar are remaining. They're going to try and clean this one up, I suspect. PZ Kid taking out Havoc there. Only Azar left. He does have the CZ, and yeah, he will get 1. Will he get 2? No, he won't. Too strong. There is Payback. 14-8. Sneaky Assassins starting to get a couple of round wins in a row. And again, as we were saying before, irrelevant of what the outcome is here, I think they're going to come out of this feeling pretty good.
Yeah, 8 rounds on Cache. Not too bad here up against Renegades. They should be able to find 9 because Renegades, once again, are going to be on the eco. But after that, you'd expect Renegades really going to knuckle down, try and close out this half, and of course the map as well. So we'll see how, I guess, it eventuates, but well, looks like Sneaky Assassins are going to head towards this B-bomb site, perhaps going to chuck a few players through the vents there. They've got the wall of smokes in mid as well, just trying to get a bit of control there. There are 3 players there from Renegades in mid, so they do need to be careful. Payback going to peek around the corner, finds 1. JKS wasn't there for the trade, unfortunately, for Renegades, and it looks like Sneaky Assassins getting a few kills across the map. Should be a relatively easy round coming out for them. Havoc, the only player alive, does find himself 1 kill there onto Philo, but he's definitely not going to be able to do too much. Perhaps even more interested in saving this AK, don't know. Looks like he's going to go try and get some kills. Not going to work out for him too well there, and Sneaky Assassins pull up their 9th round of the map.
They're actually just starting to get their groove on here. Unfortunately for them, it's perhaps a little bit too late. We will see the Renegades buying up, spending all of their cash for what should be a relatively even round in terms of dollars spent. We will see pretty close. So Yeah, a couple over here on A, just holding back again. Nothing fancy coming out from the Sneaky Assassins on the B side.
Ooh.
Havoc just looking a little bit too slow. And yeah, going to get picked up by Rob. Azar takes him out in return. 4 onto 4. Feel like nice little molly there. Trying to force anyone out of vents. Someone just coming around the corner, I think at the same time as him. And what do you think here, John?
Yeah, I mean, Renegades, they're looking pretty strong at the moment. They've got a decent control across the map. They do have one player in highway watching mid as well. So it's going to be tough for Sneaky Assassins kind of to get anywhere without being spotted. So, you know, Renegades will communicate that, of course, and rotate accordingly. However, that's probably the best kill that they can get in that situation. It opens up mid. They can get into mid. They can go A through highway. They can go B through the events or anything like that. But unfortunately, they're losing a couple of kills around the place. They do manage to pick one up there now. So it's a 2 versus 2 here. The bomb is going to go down. The Molotov, unfortunately, not quite going to be there. But wow, nice shot there coming out from JKS through the smoke. You know, just predicting that there'll be someone there and managing to hit those shots. So Renegades with a really nice retake there. And it looks pretty standard coming out from them. Pretty easy and definitely, yeah, nicely done.
There we go. We will find ourselves now finally at match point. Something I think both games we've expected to see in a little bit sooner, considering how well Renegades had been playing in the roll-ons that they had been finding themselves in. The Sneaky Assassins, again, pulling themselves back to 9 and 15, playing pretty well. We'll see pretty good buys coming out from both teams here, spending very similar amounts of money. Payback just popping back down from the boost spot there. 5 under 5 still. Billy find himself caught out in the middle a little bit. Oh, he does manage to get spun. Turns around, but Yam comes in, swings past him, and picks him up quite quickly there.
JKS in a fantastic spot. He's going to find 2 kills there, popping out of vents. Really nice job coming out from him. He managed to pick up that AK as well. And now turn the tides in the favor of Renegades for this round. This could be the last round of the map and the best of 2. We'll have to see. Havoc is definitely keen on that idea. Payback goes down. And Shu he's going to have to become a hero for his team if he wants to keep them in this game, because he's in a 1-on-3 situation, doesn't have the bomb. Renegades know exactly where the bomb is. Basically, everything you could think of is in the favor of the Renegades, so he's going to have a lot of difficulty popping out here. Yeah, and the flash comes out. Renegades are just going to take them down. And, I mean, Sneaky Assassins, not a bad job from them, but definitely an expected result there with Renegades picking that up 2-0.
Yeah, as you said, certainly what we expected to see. I don't know if Renegades expected it to be as, you know, not as close as it was, but certainly to lose so many consecutive rounds a couple of times there after finding themselves in quite an advantage a few times through. Having said that, it makes them 2-0 for today, and it means we will be seeing them tomorrow. Yeah,
I will definitely be seeing them tomorrow, and I would dare say we're not going to be seeing Sneaky Assassins tomorrow, but they've come and turned up. They've still got another game to go. That's going to be coming up after this, but the game that you guys will be watching on stream is going to be the Renegades up against XL5, which should be a pretty good match. I mean, Vox was able to bring a bit of a fight to the Renegades, so we'll see what XL5 can do. I kind of rate them at about the same level, XL5 and Vox. A few people saying Vox perhaps a little bit stronger, but you know, there's not a lot in it. So I think XL5 will be able to put a decent show up against Renegades as well. Yeah, it's not certainly what we would expect. We did see they did draw against Sneaky Assassins early today, but then they won the second in the best of 2. So, yeah, it should be a pretty interesting game. And it will, you know, we'll know more once we know their result. On how that sort of plays out and how it might impact the rest of the day. But it should be pretty interesting. Having said all of this, we've got 8 teams here at ACL Sydney. This is the first ACL CSGO event. Now, if you look back 6 months, 12 months in Australia Counter-Strike, every time teams came up against Renegades, who were at the time Vox, the lower, you know, Seed 7, Seed 8 would generally find themselves getting absolutely annihilated. Absolutely crushed,
So it's really genuinely fantastic.
The level of competition has risen.
It is actually amazing, and it's fantastic to see that we now have teams who are coming out, taking off a few rounds in a row, not picking up 1 round or 2 rounds in a map, but picking up, you know, 8 or 9 or 10. Which is really fantastic to see. And in 12 months' time, knowing that Renegades has improved as a team, it's fantastic to see how much these other teams have also improved at the same time.
Yeah, I think Immunity, one of those other teams that's really started to raise the bar for themselves after they went overseas. They really took it to Titan on, I think it was on Cache, 1917, something like that. Managed to take out Liquid in a best-of-3 series. So pretty decent results for them in their first or second. I think it was their first time overseas. Anyway, speaking of Immunity, we are just going to jump over to Karath on the main stage with a interview with Sniper from Team Immunity.
That's how you. My name's Karath, and I'm joined by Sniper here on the main stage. He's from Team Immunity from Group B. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Do you want to grab on the mic? So
sure, you've already got one? Or do you want me to do your job?
This is going to be a bit awkward, but we'll try to continue. So, how's everything so far? How do you find the atmosphere of everything?
Yeah, the atmosphere is really good for a BYOC LAN, and I'm sussing out the setup, and it looks okay. I think we'll be on the stage most of the day. There's not really much room, but just make do with what we've got, I guess.
Okay, so take me through. So, Team Immunity, you guys, you said you've had a recent change to the lineup. Could I know what it is? Yep. For all who don't know, obviously.
Yeah, sure. Well, a few months back, before we went overseas, we changed out Yam for Ustillo after Yam joined Vox, which is now Renegades. And this will be our first tournament with Ustillo, I guess, in Australia. And yeah. Don't really know what else to say about it. I mean, it was a while back, so we've been preparing fine, and everything looks a lot better now.
All right, so the last time it was at LAN was, I believe, it was the Cyber Gamer Season 3 finals, was it? Yeah. Walk us through that. So how do you place? How do you guys find it?
Yeah, so we actually placed second at that tournament, but that was just a really good showing by Streamline. They just came into the grand final and beat us on our map. And when you lose your own map pick in a BO3, the next map being Dust 2, we just got absolutely torn apart. We knew we weren't favourites on Dust 2, so the fact that we had lost our first map really screwed us over. Yeah, but that was with Yam. And, I mean, we knew he was going a few weeks before the tournament, so we just stopped any sort of practice. And I think we did really good to go and come second based on the circumstances. I think it would have been good to win that because there was more prize money for going overseas and whatnot, but you can't really do much about it. And we all knew it was just something that we had to do to get out of the way before we went overseas.
Yeah. So okay. So take me back. So Team Immunity. This was about 2 or 3 months ago. It was your first time you guys went overseas, or under this lineup, I would say, because obviously I am from 1.6 era. They went overseas many times. But how do you find the overall experience? Tell us through where you went, what you saw, how it was.
Yep, okay. So, well, we went over to Face It, and that was a bit of just like a first stop for us. That's what we went over there for, and we practiced 2 or 3 days before the event online. And we came out very happy with how we did at that tournament. We versed NIP. We almost beat them on Dust 2, and then we, after that match, we were very confident with ourselves. We went into a game against Liquid, who are fully paid, rostered, with salary and whatnot. And being North American, it was the first time Australia had versed North America in CSGO, and we wanted to put in a good showing, and we were down heavy on Cache, and we just found something, and we just came back and we won. And so that's what we went over there to do, basically, just show that we were as good as North America, if not better. And then we had to verse NIP again because they lost to the world champions Fnatic. Then after that, we got pretty much thrashed in that game, but we know why, and it's because like the intensity level wasn't there anymore. Then after that tournament, we went to France in Tours, where we played the DreamHack Open qualifier in the BYOC. We're on some laptops and whatnot, and we put in a really good half against this team called Insomniac. We put in 11 rounds as terrorists on Inferno, and when we switched over, I think like inexperience or cockiness or like the heat of the moment got to us, and we started rushing our anti-ecos, and they punished us. One anti-eco with Tech9s, just rush banana, and it was just a fail by us because A, we didn't foresee that by Tech9 armor, and then B, we didn't expect them to rush banana. Like it's such a like random strategy. These guys, all their tier 2 teams have got coaches and whatnot. We just didn't expect it. And then from then on, we just couldn't win another round. And we ended up losing the game 16-13 or 14. And that was a massive kick in the balls. And then our next game, we had more French tier 2, like top tier 2 teams. and we fought our way through the group pretty well, like through the bracket. But then we came up against another top team in France, and these guys were basically behind us while we played our previous match on Mirage, and they've exploited a weakness on us and just knocked us out of the tournament. And then from then on, we were very demotivated and whatnot, and we went into Gfinity with no practice, even though we were trying to get practice, but it was very hard. Like, we had like 1 or 2 days maximum. That's not even days. That's like 3 or 4 hours. So when we bombed out of Gfinity, we were just like, let's just go back to Australia and try again.
So you're back here now. You qualified first in your group for the ACL finals here. How do you feel about up against your group? So you've got Direwolves, you have... I'm trying to remember that off the top of my head. You have Direwolves, you have... Who else do you have in your group? Do you know?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Molotov and Team Avant.
Molotov was ex-Team Sub-Zero, correct?
Sub-Zero, yeah. So we got Molotov, we have Avant, and we have Direwolves.
So how do you feel facing up against these very strong teams?
Yeah, I mean, we are not too overly confident because that's been our mistake in the past. But we are looking to come out of our group on top, and we'll just do what we can.
No worries. So I think I'll wrap it up there. Probably just the last question I'll ask is, if signatures ever come out for CSGO, how much would it cost for Ricky to sign everyone's guns?
Probably like 50 cents.
All right, no worries. So thank you very much. That's been Sniper. Thank you so much for having you on stage.
Yep.
All right, back towards... I think we're going to be taking a break right now. Going to be waiting for the next bunch of games to finish.